Remember I told you that there was going to be a session that's a little bit technical and you're not going to like it? This is that session. So you've done all this work and you've connected with these people and you have these amazing answers and stories and things that you want to capture and things you want to share and things you want to make sure that they're safe. You want to make sure that you have something backed up that is not on your phone, not on your camera, and is somewhere. Now, if you put it somewhere, a lot of times I refer to the cloud. And the cloud is someone else's computer. That's it. It's not like on a satellite in space. It's not floating around the atmosphere. It's just somebody else's computer. But somebody else's really big computer that they constantly back up. So you don't have to worry about it. It's somewhere. Now, you need to make sure that you get the videos off of your phone or off of your camcorder, off of your digital recorder, off of whatever it originally was stored on, and back it up. I personally love Google Photos. Number one, it's free, and I love free. Number two, anyone can access it if something happens to me. So when my mom passed away, and I had this book of hers, and I had boxes of things for the kids and mementos that she left for them, when my daughter gets her heart broken, when my son gets his first car, when they get into a fight, when they get fired from their first job, these moments that she was going to miss with them, that she knew she was going to miss with them because they were so little when she got really sick, then I don't want that to be in a box in the attic and the kids never find it. With Google Photos, you can upload everything for free. You have to do the high definition photos and videos to do it for free, but that's fine. Who wants to upload low definition? I wouldn't. So you can upload everything to Google Photos, and you can tell Google Photos, if I am inactive, this is my inactive account manager. So everything that I have for my kids is actually up there. And if something happens to me and I'm inactive for 6 months, then it automatically goes to my sister. It automatically goes to my husband. I have multiple inactive account managers. Now, there's another session about having a backup to your backup. And in that session, you might just want to shut me off completely because I am so paranoid about losing these things that are so precious to me that I have them in like 4 different places. So it's crazy. Now, before we end, I want to say a couple things. Facebook is not an option to store your stuff. Dropbox, not an option to store your stuff. And this is why. When you agree to the terms and conditions of using Facebook, of using Dropbox, you don't read it. You probably don't even click on the box and actually pull up the terms and conditions. You just check the box saying, I agree to your terms and conditions. Part of the terms and conditions say anything you upload, we choose what we're going to do with it. I don't really care what you do with my stuff on Facebook. If I didn't want the public to see it, I wouldn't put it on Facebook. However, if something happens to you and no one has your Facebook password, no one has your Dropbox password, no one has your iPhone password, no one has your tablet password, your iPad password, then all of those photos, all of the contacts or the videos and the photos that you have are at the mercy of the provider. The provider being Apple, the provider being Facebook, the provider being Dropbox. Go ahead and Google. You can Google what happens to my Dropbox files if I die. This is what happens. Dropbox would like you to give them a court order signed document from a judge saying that so-and-so has fiduciary rights in my will, can also access my digital assets. Now, there's no federal law that says what a digital asset is and who owns it. So if you have the will drawn up in California, but you happen to move to Florida and you die in Florida, then technically you might be okay, you might not be okay. So I don't want to make it, you gotta get ready to die. But I do want you to know that you need to make sure that wherever you store these videos, you write down your username and your password in a couple different places on a piece of paper. Don't email it. Don't write down, this is my Facebook password, and email it to someone. It's not safe. You can do it. I just advise against it. You can use a service like LastPass. It's a password manager. It's okay. It works, but you can set up something that's a vault, and something happens to you, then it can go to another person and all of your passwords are there. What you don't want to happen, and I'm really passionate about it because these photos, these memories, these videos, it shows and represents our lives. But what about your bank account? We don't get bank statements in the mail anymore. What about your life insurance? I have a binder somewhere, but we don't get invoices for that stuff, so there's no account number. So make sure you put it somewhere. Make sure people have the username and passwords. If you don't use Google Photos account, while you're at it, and we're talking about all this morbid stuff, if you have a Facebook account, go set up a legacy contact, and that I'll leave the instructions in the notes, or I'll give you a download or something, and just make sure that you have someone set up that can access your Facebook account if something happens to you, because we have more contacts in Facebook than we do in our phone, and Rolodexes are gone, and little black books are a thing of the past. So people might make an announcement on Facebook if something happens to you. It's a lot easier than calling 900 people. So anyway, go do that. Make sure you have it stored, make sure you have it saved, and I'm going to start a little video and walk you through some of the different options, how they work, and what to do. Okay? Told you it was bad. I know it was technical. I've got one more that's technical, and then you're like done with the technical. Over it with the technical. So now we're going to talk about where to store. And this is one of the technical sessions that I told you about. So it might take you a couple times to get through this, and that's fine. But I want you to figure out a place that works best for you. You have many different options when it comes to storing your digital content. I will talk about the places that I like, and I will talk about the places that I don't like. And I always start with free. So you have a couple of options. My first choice would be Google Photos. And with Google Photos, it is forever free at the time that we recorded this video. Things change, pricing changes, everything is subject to change based on the company changing their mind. But with Google Photos, you can download an app on your iPhone or on any Android device. It will sync automatically anytime there's a new picture or a new file or a new photo. As long as you agree to upload the high definition version of the photo, it is free for unlimited amount of whatever you want to upload. So I like Google Photos. I think that's a great backup to your original source. Another option that I also like that is free, which is my personal backup, is Mega. And Mega, I will leave a link. If you Google Mega, you'll find it. This is the logo. It looks just like this. They also have an app. So if you wanted to see your files and access your files, you can. Why I like Mega? 2 reasons. 1, you get 50 gig of data, which is a lot of data for free. In addition, they also keep your data private. So companies like Facebook have said many, many times that they sell your data, or they farm your data, or they rent your data. And I don't want that when it comes to family photos or family videos or family legacies. I really don't want anybody having access to that. So I like Mega because it's free and because of their privacy policy. They do not share anything that they upload. Everything is encrypted. So not like you're saving top secret Russian spy secrets, but if you were, they would be safe on Mega. Google Photos, Mega, free. And Mega, I think after you get to 50 gig, I don't think it's that expensive. When we did this video, it is that euro? The real Bethany comes out when I see signs that I don't understand. 200 gig of data and a terabyte of bandwidth. That just means how fast it goes up and down, up to the internet, down to the internet. $5 a month. So it's reasonable. Another option that is not a free option, that is a paid option, is Amazon. And Amazon has a bunch of cloud servers. They have for years. They were one of the first companies that came out with cloud. And with Amazon, you can include with your Prime membership 5 gig of videos, movie files. And 5 gig isn't a ton, but if you already have Amazon Prime, it's included with your Prime membership. If you want to go beyond that, then you can pay $60 when this was filmed for a year. And $60 is not a bad price to pay for unlimited storage and unlimited backup. It is kind of like a folder, and you drag and you drop. So it's easy to use, and it's something that everyone is familiar with that has a computer. And then you can also share with different people. It is an option for storing your data. The ones that I don't care for would be Facebook. A couple of reasons. Facebook is infamous for saying, you don't own your data, we own your data, which by law you agree to terms and conditions right here when you sign up. So give me your name, give me your email, tell me your birthday, just simple information. And then I want you to agree to these terms and conditions. Let's look at the terms and conditions. Now, you see these little blue links? These are all things that go to different places. So here's the list of terms and conditions. And how many of you have ever read the terms and conditions? Look, there's payment terms, platform terms, Facebook platform policies, advertising platform policies, self-service ad terms, just goes on and on and on. And anywhere that you see something that's in blue, it goes to another page that talks about blah, 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 blah. It just goes on and on and on. So I don't care for having everything that has to do with my life on Facebook. I just don't. But that's me personally. Another option that is an option, but not my preferred option, would be Dropbox. Dropbox is the same way. You get a certain amount of free storage, and it's 2 gig right now that you get for free, and anything after that you pay for. But terms and conditions. Everything that is on Dropbox, technically Dropbox says that it's their right to do with what they want to do with it. And if something happens to you with Dropbox, with Facebook, with Apple, then by law, you agree to terms and conditions that you don't own it. So you don't own what's on your phone. You don't own what's on your iPad. You don't own what you put on Facebook. They own it. So it's not a wise choice to back everything up. So my top choices would be Google Photos, free, unlimited. Mega, free, up to 50 gig. Private, and safe. Amazon, if you have a Prime membership, 5 gig free included with your Prime membership. If you don't have a Prime membership, $60 a year for unlimited. And it's safe and secure. Options that I don't like. I don't like Facebook. It's not an option. I don't like Dropbox. Not an option. Some people have asked me about YouTube. Yes, you can put videos on YouTube. Yes, they can be private on YouTube. But terms and conditions change all the time. So if you're at the mercy of a platform like YouTube, like Facebook, you have to keep up with the terms and conditions. And when they change. And when I tell you Facebook policies and terms change almost every week, they do. It's not me being sarcastic. They do. I mean, if you have billions of people on a network, I can't imagine how hard it is to manage that. So those are my choices of what you want to do when you're storing your data. Now, anywhere that you put anything that's online, you need to write down the username and password on a piece of paper so people have access to that. And I know what you're thinking. If you're like me, I've got 9 different Post-it notepads and they're all different colors and they're pretty and there's big ones and there's small ones and there's ones with lines and there's no lines. And I can't imagine if I wrote down all my passwords. I actually have an Excel spreadsheet that's encrypted and locked that have my passwords on it. And I shouldn't even tell you that, but I do. And that's not safe. So what I'll also include below this video will be a link to download a digital document that's actually a PDF that is a checklist that has all the things you can write down that you need to make sure someone has access to it. It is a piece of paper that you need to print. And once you do it, you need to keep it updated. Because if your bank requires you to change your password every 90 days and you no longer get statements in the mail and something happens to you, how's somebody going to get your bank account number? Because we don't get statements. If you have everything with your child's life on your laptop and you have a password and it happens to be an Apple, then privacy is so important while you're here, but it's really hard to fight when you're gone. So print it on a printer and write down these things and keep it somewhere. Don't put it on the refrigerator so everyone has your usernames and your passwords, but just put it somewhere. And then it's done. Check, done. Okay? That was the worst technical session you will have to do with me. And it wasn't that bad. Well, you haven't done the work yet. I will also make sure that I include the ones I like and the ones that I don't like, and I will update this video and update my comments if something changes and they go from my nice list to my naughty list. Thank you. Bye. This is driving me crazy. This little flip thing. Maybe I can get... Look. Jesus. Maybe I put it back there. Oh, okay, that's better. Oh, shoot. Okay, I'm still recording. So with Google Photos, you can put everything up there for free. Please silence your cell phone. Who does that? My bad.